all know we're a city where the river burned and has now returned, and our best days are ahead.
Lake Erie is Ohio's greatest asset, but when you look at our shoreline, it's easy to see we haven't been tapping into its full potential. Only about a third of the lakefront is accessible to the public, while many private landowners along Lake Erie are battling erosion. The 19 Solutions team found that fixing one of these problems, a local community also fixed the other issue and inspired big changes that will benefit Northeast Ohioans for years to come. Brian Duffy shows us how.
A public-private partnership in Euclid accomplished the previously unthinkable. They've turned a wind and water-battered cliff that sits on private property into a publicly accessible waterfront trail. Euclid Mayor Kirsten Holtzheimer-Gale led the decades-long transformation.
I think there's a lot of people that thought we couldn't do it, and it's phenomenal. And yeah, every time I come down here, I get the same impression. Wow.
There were dozens of public meetings and negotiations with over 100 stakeholders who controlled what could and could not be done on the lakefront. The deal was complicated, but the problem and ultimately the solution was simple. Erosion control is expensive, and the city offered up the erosion fix for access to build the publicly accessible waterfront trail. Christine McIntosh is Euclid's planning coordinator.
As we walk through the trail, look at the rocks, look at the vegetation that's growing, the sand accumulation, how the beaches are beaches again, they have stated it's all working better than they expected.
And now phase 3 in Euclid, which is scheduled to begin soon, will include a public access point plus a beach and a restaurant complex. Cuyahoga County Executive Chris Ronayne has noticed. He believes it's a step in the right direction. A lakefront county realizing its immense potential.
We need to start acting like the freshwater capital that we are, the Great Lakes city that we are.
There has been plenty of talk, big plans floated regarding lakefront access for years. But quite simply, there has been very little action. Euclid's plan just may be a driver to a bigger solution. It says so right at the top of the county's 102-page lakefront access plan. Ambitious.
And our best days are ahead, especially as people from all over the globe are looking to be in places that are sustainable. And what's more sustainable than the greatest source of fresh water on the planet right at our front door?
Everything flows back to finding a solution to providing access. Maybe the Euclid solution can be that start. Critical to the big picture moving forward, the future, some believe, is from along the shoreline north.
We can do a lot with the water culture that's here, and I think that's going to actually end up being a water economy. You know, the future is really about building a business and economic development strategy around fresh water.
Brian Duffy, 19 News.